Okay, who wants to start the discussion? Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, at first, I was wondering that if FDR really wanted to go to war, because he was trying to be isolated from the war, and then he started helping with the Allied powers. He gave aid to them, and I started thinking that he actually was into the war since he started helping. What did you guys think about that?
I think he might have not have wanted, but since they were his allies, he kind of felt like obliged to help them.
Yeah, and also
Kind of.
I think he was helping them because he wanted them to end the war so they wouldn't have to go into the war.
And also because of Pearl Harbor. That's the whole reason they went into the war.
Yeah, that's a good because of Pearl Harbor.
Otherwise, you probably wouldn't know.
And he was also the U.S. Like he was also everybody was kind of mad at Japan for their aggression in China.
Yeah.
I think Pearl Harbor didn't help that at all either.
Yeah, so that made him like felt like he had to go and fight with his allies and fight Japan.
Okay, now what were some of your questions?
I was wondering, like, why do you think President Truman dropped the atomic bomb on?
Because he was
Probably
like, he
because
wanted
he
to
was-
save
He was
American
trying to
lives.
save America.
And he wanted to end the war.
And the atomic bombs can destroy like one city at once. Oh, I don't get why didn't he drop it on Tokyo?
Our group, we looked it up why he chose to drop it on Nagasaki and Hiroshima is because those two particular cities, they didn't have like the most citizens in Japan, and like the Americans, they wanted to save like the human's life. They weren't like all like hatred and wanted to kill everybody in Japan. They just wanted to have a statement that we're gonna bomb your country if you don't surrender.
Okay.
And I thought the two cities was near where Hirohito was, so it would get his attention more than just little cities.
What do you think, David?
He wanted to save the American people, so he could end the war. Because if he didn't end the war now, then he would still have to risk millions of American lives. So he just wanted to finish the war.
I think he chose because not only saving American lives, because two small cities, not as much people in Japan, so he won't kill many Japan lives either.
Yeah. FDR wasn't like, he didn't want to kill anybody on sight.
It was Truman.
Yeah,
Yeah, Truman. Sorry.
Andre, what are some of your ideas?
I was earlier before lunch we were mentioning how you could look up things like Operation Torch, so I went ahead and did. Operation Torch, which is AKA originally called Operation Gymnast, was I looked it up and it said it was the invasion of the French North Africa, yeah.
What did they like do with Operation Torch?
What was the meaning of Operation Torch?
I thought it was to like push Germany and them back, so France would have a little more room.
Were they successful during Operation Torch?
Yeah. Because like it was like America, Britain, France, all those guys were allies.
When I was reading, it kind of sounded like Harry Truman wasn't really ready to become president because he was only vice president
I
for
didn't
3
think
days.
so either, because it was so sudden, and I'm like,
And he hadn't heard like any of the war plans or
Yeah, like-
things or anything like
because
that.
he wasn't
Okay, I'm gonna cut in for 1 second. Remember not to talk over your team members. Let somebody finish a thought and then you put in your thought, okay? Go ahead.
Harry
paragraph 4, sentence 17, it says he had not been informed about many of the war details. So he said it felt like the moon, the stars, and the planets had fallen on him. So he could kind of tell he wasn't ready for the war.
Yeah, it's like one day you're vice president, and the next thing it's like, okay, now I'm actually president.
I believe that he did a great job when he was president because he was the person who dropped the bombs on Japan, which eventually made them surrender.
I agree with that because just going into that all of a sudden, I think he did a pretty good job.
And with the atomic bombs, he chose the two cities, and he didn't want to have bigger cities where it killed more civilians. He wanted to go to smaller parts of Japan so it wouldn't kill that many. And Harry Truman is not the type of person that wants to kill more people.
Daniel, what did you think this text was organized?
Well, at the beginning it was more like kind of like a chronological order. It was like I do with Roosevelt before he was president and like what he did during the Great Depression and when he died. And it was kind of causing effect because Franklin D. Roosevelt died, Harry Truman became president, and so it was actually chronological order, like leading into when he dropped the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Well, I have to disagree with that because in Visual 2, the date is July 16, 1945. But in paragraph 1, the date is 1932.
What do you think? I was more looking at the bottom two paragraphs than the visual. So I think the bottom, like the bottom half of the paragraph, was more in chronological order. So I agree with you.
I think the bottom half was chronological, but the top was just, yeah.
Is it possible for a text to be different types of structures within a one single text?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think FDR made a really tough decision going into the war because we just came out of the Great Depression and we didn't want to have to go back into all of that because World War II could have dragged us back into us losing lots of money. And
I think the pressure was still going on.
right?
No, when did it end?
But it said in 1935 or 1932.
Yeah, but I think if Franklin D. Roosevelt had made the New Deal, we would kind of be more in the Great Depression than not.
I think the New Deal was a really good plan. Because as Ms. Diaz explained to me, it's like a cycle. Like, the government would get money from the taxes, and then it just goes around because customers would go and pay factories for their goods, and then the customers that paid for it.
How are the customers able to have the money? How did the New Deal impact customers? Put it that way.
The New Deal would give jobs to people, and then the New Deal would pay for people to have jobs, and then people would come and pay for the goods that the people that are working for the jobs would sell, and then people that paid for it would have to pay tax back to the government, so they could just keep paying.
It was a TVA, CCC, and WPA.
Yeah.
What did you think, David?
I got stuck on how did FDR help America prepare for the war. I didn't figure out how did he help out with the war. If he's helped with rations for the military, or if he just got men to go into war.
I think he did both because I think selling things that they need for the war, and he made things like posters for propaganda to get people to join the war and stuff.
I was wondering, what do you guys think the unemployment was after like once the New Deal started, like later on in history? What do you think the unemployment was? What did you think it was higher or lower?
I think it might have got lower.
Because, but don't you think it jumped back up? Because, like Mr. Lagon said in the other class, he said, unemployment is like the highest it's been right now because that's why we owe so much money because we're helping out all the unemployment.
Yeah.
Do you think the New Deal is starting to not, yeah.
Yeah, he said since Obama's been president, we went from 8 trillion to get to 16 trillion debt.
And it was mostly because of the unemployment because basically when he was saying the people that retired, they don't have any money in the bank account.
Akshay, what do you think democracy is?
I'm not really sure.
Well, I believe they have
Democracy is people that believe in that the government should have more power and
I think democracy is political or social equality.
Eli, what do you think?
I think that it says a democracy, a type of government by the people and for the people. Well, I think that's the type of government America has because they have a representative government where all the people help out and all the citizens help out in the government because each person has a place, like each person can vote for the president or vote for the senators and people in the Congress or vote for the governors for their state.
Okay, so Eli, do you agree then with what David said a democracy was? He said that the government has more control. Do you agree with that?
No, I think like in the Bill of Rights, all like the Congress, each branch, like the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the
Legislative.
legislative branch, they all have an equal amount of power in the government.
Yeah, 'cause what I learned is